I remember especially watching like V and Battlestar Galactica, that obviously, I mean, it's so fascinating. I must have been like 12 or something at the time. So you get into science, you know, you start to be interested in space. And this is what we as organizers of this event hope to achieve by, well, bringing the man that was most recently in space actually to the European Parliament and having people speak to them.
I think today we make already a lot of investments, of course, and I think it's important that the European Union keeps investing in innovation also in the space area. I think there we should really become also the forerunners. There's a lot of competition going on also with emerging economies right now, and I think we should really stay on top of everything and keep investing in innovation.
The young people, they grow up with television, with TV series, etc. And for them it's very important to see these role models, to see, oh, there are people that can serve as an inspiration for me. And to go this way, to become a scientist or to become an engineer, shaping the future.
Enterprise, beam me up, please.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I must say it's a pleasure to see so many young, bright faces in the European Parliament, especially as, together with the European Commission and ESA, EU40 as an organization of young members of the European Parliament is trying to enhance participation of youth and young people in politics. I'm sure you're especially here because of the European Parliament, the Commission, not because of the astronauts and Mr. Koenig, which I will introduce to you soon. And for us, it's an incredible honor to have these people here.
I don't need to introduce the people who were just introduced, but I just want to say that it's a big honor for me to be here in a parliament with you, with these people sitting around this table. I'm so happy, really. This is one of my dreams when I was a child. So my dream came true already, which is nice. But without very long intervention, I would like to give a floor to Mrs. Glover for setting the mood, as we call it, for her introductory speech. Please.
So what have we here? We have an incoming transmission. And what I want to do is to set the scene a little bit about how Star Trek, which is a science fiction series which went on to films and further series, how that science fiction actually excited people about science. It certainly excited me. And I am old enough to be able to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the first series, which I'll show you some from in a minute.
No, I tell you what. It does inspire me. I go to a lot of conventions, and people come up, and they say, I became a fan of Star Trek because my father or my mother watched it, and that was the one show they let me stay up for, and we bonded on that. Wow, that's really wonderful. It speaks about a whole lifetime. Not only have you found a common appreciation, but it solidifies your relationship and makes you more of a family.
What is inspiring for young people and what can enthusiasm them for science and technology is role models. I think role models play an important role. For us it was characters from scientists, from Star Trek, but it can also be real role models. And the fact, I think, that sometimes young people think that science is boring, mathematics is boring when they sit in high school. We can show examples of people that have done scientific careers, like myself, engineering careers, that have a very exciting life. Again, who would have thought 100 years ago that any citizen, or almost any citizen, from the European Union could take an airplane and go and fly? But today it's reality. Maybe in 100 years anybody can go and take a rocket and take a trip to space. Why not? I hope that once we master gravity, like with the Higgs boson, and we start to understand it, that we can then manipulate it, and then we can then find other systems than just the standard rockets to fly to space. And maybe it becomes much cheaper and ecologically friendly.
I also hear people with physics background, lawyers, getting into something totally different. I was trained as a medical doctor, and then that was in the Cold War, and I never would have thought that I would become, say, a co-pilot of a Russian spaceship. But that still happened. So you can go a lot of directions with your studies, and science is very interesting area, but it doesn't mean that you have to continue in that field. You can go in a lot of different directions. I see that from a lot of people. It's the interest in and the curiosity of people that brings them further.
When it comes to a manned Mars mission, I would say that today we have the technology to do it. In fact, today we are much closer to realizing a manned mission to Mars than NASA was in the early 60s in realizing a manned mission to the moon. Of course it's going to be difficult. We're talking about, with technology of today, we're talking about a round-trip mission time of 2.5 to 3 years, 6 months there, a surface stay on Mars of about 1.5 years in order to wait for the planets to get into a favorable position before the astronauts can return, followed by 6 months back. So we're talking really about a very long trip of 2.5 years, but I certainly think that we have the understanding and the capabilities to achieve it.